Hello and welcome to another update video about VeChain. I know a lot of people have already put VeChain into the wardrobe, into the drawer, hiding it away because it doesn't take a very positive stance in their position in their portfolio, because it did drop quite a lot. On the other hand, it did exactly what we said it would do, and did it exactly what typically an asset does in a correction like this one, where it did come exactly into our target area that we've been talking about since November, and it has also reached those Fibonacci levels, between the 78.6% Fib level and the 88.7%. So between 6.1 and 3.3 cents, and it also, and that is very important, made a lower low. So we had this swing low back in July. It is very important to complete a correction in a clean way, to do this lower low. And it did that. That is basically textbook like perfect completion of a correction. It did that before, and it did that before, I think around 2019, 2020, where also we had this first run to the upside here throughout January, February, April, May 2019. It then did come down in a wave A, moved up in a wave B, and came down in a wave C. That was March 2020, before we saw that massive run. And that is exactly what we want to see now, So it did that massive run to the upside after the March 2020 low. That is what we're waiting for. That is this sort of rocket start that I expect for the next correction as well, when that is complete. And there are a few things here. What is the main target for that next wave up? Well, the conservative target, the minimum target would be 45 cents. That's a straight 1000% 10x, but that is the minimum target. I wouldn't be surprised if we also reach 200% or even the 2.618 Fibonacci extension at 72 cents in the next wave up. So I have big hopes for VeChain, and I have not only hopes, but also we can see things in the chart which are looking fairly positive. Again, nothing of this yet constitutes the completion of the correction. We have no confirmation yet. What we have is a fairly significant low here with that long wick to the downside on the 24th of February. But since then, we have not seen a sustainable move to the upside. VeChain continues to be below the 50-day moving average here in orange. That might actually be the 20-day moving average. The 20-day is below the 20-day moving average for now, but also the 50. The 50 will be a bit higher. So it is being held down by that. It would be a first step to break above that. That's currently at 4.8 cents. But what is so positive currently about the chart? Well, we take a look at, first of all, we have a low here in the target area, which is nice. It has reached the low in lower low, basically compared to that wave A low here back in July, made a lower low. That's what we want to see. That's what we need to complete a correction as per the Elliott wave method. Yes, there are alternative patterns, I know that, but typically the altcoins, or especially assets that are so young, like VeChain, they typically do it that way, and it's completed that, which is good. We see bullish divergences. We see a bullish divergence on the daily RSI, which means you're making higher highs here on the RSI, but you make lower highs. No, sorry, you make higher lows on the RSI, but you make lower lows on the price chart, basically indicating that the downtrend is slowing down. You have a bullish divergence on the MACD as well. Same story. Higher lows on the MACD, lower lows on the price, indicating a slowing down of the downward momentum. And lastly, we still have this descending channel on the chart. I will take that out now because it was broken. You can see that we've got this descending trend line that was broken, but there was no sustainable breakout to the upside. But what can we identify? We can identify now as well on here, a descending wedge, basically, depending on how you draw it. But that is a bullish pattern generally. You can call that a bullish pattern. And again, depends on how you want to draw it. There are different ways, but this is looking good. Could do it like that. This is looking good, and it indicates that we get close to the completion of the correction. But don't be fooled, there is still space for further downside potential. But if we break above this trend line here, and that is very, very close now, then we can probably expect here a little bit of upside. It did the same stuff here in that when we had that wave A low, you also did a very significant descending wedge here. Again, different ways of drawing it. Doesn't really matter in the end, but you had a similar pattern, and that is what we want to see. These patterns, they complete corrections together with a bullish divergence, together with the ABC correction here, and the fib levels that were expected, that they were being addressed and seen, they were seen, and the price has crossed them. So all of that adding together makes me very bullish on VeChain. Now I have started to dollar cost average in. There are people who want to wait for a breakout. That's absolutely fine. That's entirely up to you. I have already started to dollar cost average in because I don't want to miss the low. Now that's only my view, my strategy. This is more a long-term strategy. There is here, of course, the potential for a short-term trade, possibly. Yeah. So if you want to do that, and again, I'm not telling you to do it, but there is a potential here. If you break out of that descending wedge, you see increased volume when you do the breakout and do a retest to that descending wedge resistance level. And by the way, we can see these wedges now across the altcoins, which is a good sign. Yeah, we did that before, and this is typically when then the uptrend at some point starts. Nevertheless, there is further downside potential. Without a doubt, it is possible that the price could drop once more here to the downside of that wedge. It would hit exactly my expected level at 3.3 cents and then do the breakout. Absolutely possible, yeah. So just for everybody who's not maybe watched my previous videos, I still expect primarily lower prices until we do a breakout that I have just indicated, okay? So it's always about reacting to the market, because I'm not making the market, I have to react to the market. That's what we do here. So if you break out and get a retest and a volume confirmation, which just means increased volume, then you could move higher. And what I would want to see is the price get above the 5.6 cent level. Yeah, that is that previous wave A low. We also had resistance here. So that is what I would want to see to cross above. And I think if we move above that, then there is potential for the price to move, maybe also do a retest here, and then there is a potential for the price to move to the beginning of the wedge. The beginning of the wedge would be at pretty much at 10 cents. So there is no reason to panic in if we break out here, because even from that, if we cross above that resistance level here at 5.6 cents, there is still an upside potential of 75% just in that one move. And I think that is pretty amazing for a short-term trade. I'm not saying it is definitely going to happen like that, but this is a potential opportunity that can be traded, yeah. And if you want to use a stop loss or not, that's of course entirely up to you. If this happens and I spot it, I will open a long position, but all the things need to work out. We need that retest, or I want to see the retest for my own trading management. I want to see the retest. I want to see increased volume, and I want to see that 5.6 cent level broken. And don't mix things up. So I already dollar cost averaged in for my longer term swing trading portfolio, but I will only take profits in that portfolio in the larger swings. And then, for example, when we reach that 1.618 fib level, or when we reach the all-time high level, then I will take profits there. But this here would be a short-term trade, really, that could all play out in a few days, So yeah, that is nice, and therefore I have hopes for VeChain, long-term and short-term as well. So hopefully that video was useful. Let me know in the comments if you like that. Let me also know in the comments if you want me to share those trading ideas in the future. Bear in mind, they are never financial advice and they never have to work out, but it is typically what I see in the charts, and it can work out if we get those confirmed, those confirmations in the charts that I do indicate. Yeah, let me know if you want me to do that in the future as well, indicating when I would open my own short-term trading positions. And what else? Yeah, and as always, yeah, leave a like, please. Leave a subscribe and also a comment for the algorithm, so that more people can see these videos about VeChain as well. And if you really like the content, maybe consider to join our channel membership, which is a fantastic community now with 1,000 members, I think, which is absolutely amazing. You're a great community. Within 4 months or whatever, when I started this, already reached 1,000 channel members. I said before, I can't let that grow to crazy numbers. There are still spaces, of course, and I will let it grow for a while, but at some point I have to close it down, because we will then have too many members, and I don't want to leave the nice atmosphere in the community. But for now, there are still spaces. To be honest, it's not expensive at all. If I see what other YouTubers charge for similar or even worse quality content, I mean, and the community is just great, so I can recommend, check it out. You can always leave it again after a month if you don't like it, but I'm sure a lot of the members will agree that it is really a good community and very helpful, hopefully, for everybody. And we put a lot of work in there as well. And with that membership, you get Telegram access, Telegram, the live chat, with a very helpful community, access to the Discord server with my own buy and sell orders. And I of course always share when I buy something and sell something as well. And there's a weekly live stream, and tomorrow we are going to talk about in the live stream about portfolio management. So hopefully you like the update. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.